Hello, I'm George Romero, and you're watching the Abernathy Project.
Put him in a body bag, Johnny! Put him in a fucking body bag!
And here is the last action figure review I'm going to be doing for Dawn of the Dead. Now, for you Dawn of the Dead fans, when this figure was released, you were either on your knees, bowing to NECA for even contemplating and delivering on such a figure, or you were scratching your head saying, whatever happened to that prototype of Roger in the bed that we really wanted? Well, either way, if you're a Dawn of the Dead fanatic, the more zombies the better. And here today, I have the more stoic of the zombie troupe, the zombie Hare Krishna. This figure was done by NECA, once again, and this was part of their Cult Classics Wave 6. Yes, the zombies took a wave off and came back with Wave 6 of NECA's Cult Classics, which also featured this particular figure, as well as Esmar Ash, and Michael and David from the Lost Boys. It would also be the last of the Dawn of the Dead zombies released by NECA in any form. There was some prototype images and talks of making a box set which featured Roger sitting up in the bed from that one memorable scene in which Peter had to shoot his own friend. But it never came into fruition. As you know, the economy went down. Box sets are a little harder for action figure companies to produce, especially with the lack of a specialty market, as Spencer's and Hot Topics are starting to not carry action figures, and Suncoasts were closing down all over, as well as Sam Goody. But it was a valiant effort nonetheless, and this guy here, as the last of the zombies released, is more than serviceable. I think it's a great figure. I'm going to take a closer look at him. Like I said before, in my other Dawn of the Dead reviews, sculpting, there isn't really much I can say because the sculpting is just dead on. And if you have any apprehension whatsoever, I gotta give you a screenshot. This thing is just amazing, amazing work by NECA. They're one of the best in the business in terms of movie action figures, and I don't know if anyone could ever dispute that. His robe is predominantly a orange mustardish color. There's some whites mixed in there, there's some dark oranges mixed in there to give it a nice variation in color. There's a heavy wash on the wrinkles in the arms, as you can see. His scarf is a flat color, but there's some wash in there to give it a little wear. You can see some wash all around the edges with the red dots wrapping around his neck. His beads, all flat colors, as you can see. His symbol, there's some whites mixed in there, there's some wash, there's some dark browns, some light browns. You have the greenish sort of tint in the hands and in the feet, and also in the head. I would say out of all the Dawn of the Dead zombies, this one is probably the most plain, as it's just a deceased corpse from natural causes, and not so much from a gruesome death like Flyboy, like the airport zombie, but still cool nonetheless. His head is on a ball joint, you can get some movement going there. His arms don't really have that much in terms of movement. It's the same deal with the airport zombie. If you try and go too far up, you're likely to pop these out. So that's about as much as you can really get. There's a swivel at both wrists, and there's a swivel in the legs. His glasses are indeed removable. He comes with his little tambourine, but that's like sort of sculpted on him, but you could pop it off if you really want to have him holding it. And he comes with a base. Now the base is the floor to the upper level of the mall in which they made their safe haven. And there's a bunch of boxes, and these are the boxes that they found with rations in them that they lived off of until they were able to go down into the mall and forage for better goodies. I really don't have the complaints that some die-hard fans had about this figure. I love Dawn of the Dead so much that you could have given me a figure of the Nun, you could have given me the figure of any zombie in the film, whether they were memorable or not, and I still would have purchased them because I love the film. It's just a grand staple of my history as a horror fan, as a film fan in general, and it's just a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful film, and these are wonderful, wonderful, wonderful action figures. And my, what an image that is. Well, thank you guys for sitting around and viewing my reviews of the NECA Dawn of the Dead action figures. Wonderful, wonderful pieces for any zombie fan, any horror fan, and any really die-hard film fan in general. Stay tuned, as I'm going to be covering action figures from Land of the Dead and from one of my personal favorites, Day of the Dead.